That's why my mic wasn't on. It is on, but it doesn't work when it's that far away. So if you haven't already noticed, it is our family Eucharist today, which means not that we aren't always a family Eucharist, but that the children participate much more deeply in the service and do the readings and lots of other things. So one of the things you all can do is come on up here. I'm about to preach to y'all, so all the kids, why don't you come on up and gather around, kids of all ages, you know, come sit down. And if you're an adult and you want to bring a kid on your lap, that's okay too. Or if you want to sit on the floor, you can do that too. How about you guys face me? Because I'll have to talk to you. So face this way, like a nice little circle. There you go. Anybody else coming up? All right. What's that little? Hi. How you doing? Hi. Hi. How are you? May the words of my mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to you, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. So let me sit down here. So I'm going to mush you over just a little. Let's see if I can get back up. It's the big question, right? So what's that? Hi. Hi. Hi, Maddox. Hi, how are you? I know. All right. So I am here to talk a little bit about what we read in the Bible today, from the Gospel today, right? What's that?
You mean Aria's Bible?
The Bible.
Aria's
Aria's, well, from Aria's Bible, yes, okay. So that's, speaking of Aria's Bible, we're going to talk a little bit about who owns what. Does anybody here in the congregation, y'all have a bill that I could use for a second, a dollar bill? Does anybody have the money to pay the tax, as they say? Thank you, dear. All right. Woo, look what she just gave me, y'all.
money.
$10 bill. Woo! Do anybody know who's on that $10 bill?
I don't know.
A girl? Kind of looks like a girl, got long hair. But the guys had long hair. Anybody? Yeah, it is. It's a man. Anybody know who that is? Do I know who that is? Who's on our $10 bill? God, somebody said. And that's actually a kind of an interesting answer, right? So thank you, Jefferson. So this is President Jefferson, who was president a long time ago of our country, president of our country. What does it mean for somebody to be the president of the United States? Yes, Aria. They make all kinds of big decisions, and they feel like God. So in the gospel today, Jesus asks the priests to give him a coin, and he asks them who's on the coin. And do you guys remember, does anybody know who's on the coin that they give him, the denarius? Do you remember? You remember, I bet, right? Caesar. Caesar is on there. And Caesar is like, you think our president seems like God. Caesar actually was treated like a god. So is this bill Jefferson's bill? Does this belong to President Jefferson? Yeah. Well, maybe it belongs to, because he's on it, right? So it seems like it belongs to him. It belongs to the government for sure. This bill is the government's bill. What's that? And who else does this bill belong to? Me? Does it belong to me because Kate just gave it to me? Does it belong? No. Does it belong to Kate?
Yeah.
How about the people who helped to make the bill? Because there were people who helped to make the bill, and there's cotton that went into picking the bill, right? To creating the bill. So who does this bill really belong to? This image is of a human being. Who do human beings belong to? Whose likeness are human beings made in? Say it loud. God's image. So when Jesus said to us, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's and unto God what is God's, what's God's? Everything is God's. Everything. So we have such a tendency to say, like, that's right. He made God, she made the things that we make, right? Yeah. And we have a tendency to put them in this camp or in this camp and say these are God things and these are human things. But they're not. They're all God things. And all things we do, including how we use this $10 bill, we should be doing through God because we are in the likeness of God. We are God's love in the world, right?
I do arts and crafts.
You do arts and crafts. So you make things. Do you make $10 bills?
No.
No. Shoot, because if you did, we'd be rich. You what?
I call it craft.
You like to craft too. That's good. And today we have a baptism. And yes, we do. Tyson is like, oh. So also made in the beautiful image of God. So from our very baby to a $10 bill to the birds flying outside, we give it all over to God every day. When we wake up in the morning, give it all over to God. Give it all over to God and help God urge you and help you to walk in love and not in pride and not in fear. Amen. Thank you. All right, you guys can, we're now going to do a baptism. Do you guys know what a baptism is? No. And we're going to welcome Tyson into our community of believers, of people who believe in Jesus and in walk in the way of love. So we are just about to welcome a new member into our church. Isn't that exciting? Yeah. Woo! Well, you can stay there if you want. We're going to be over here, so you might not be able to see so well. So come on up, family.